Hello, everyone. This is Demia Avery of the Demia Avery Show. So, are you guys ready? This week is going to be a trip. The Diddy trial has begun. Well, the jury is now being picked. Come on in, let's talk about it.
This is the Demia Avery Show, hosted by Demia Avery, where some of your favorite entertainers, celebs, and entrepreneurs come to highlight all of their many talents.
Hello, everyone. This is Demia Avery of the Demia Avery Show. Thank you once again for joining me on today's entertainment report. You know what to do. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like and share. If you're anywhere else, hit that like and share button. So we got a lot to report today, and I'm happy about it because it's been kind of slow. It's the same old stories over and over again, but we got a few more interesting things today. So we're going to get right into it. But before we get into some new stuff, we're going to talk a little bit about the Diddy thing. So, today starts the Diddy trial. Well, sort of. Well, the picking the jury. So that starts today. And I hear, according to news sources, that they're going to have a tough time finding unbiased jurors. And I can understand why. Because I think a lot of the times, well, not a lot of the times, I think that people already kind of made up their minds. I don't know, most people, because of course, it's innocent until proven guilty. But most people that I know, that I've talked to, already kind of made up their mind. Either they're saying he's 100% guilty, um, or he is innocent and they feel like they're just trying to take down another black man. I mean, I'm just going to say it. They're just trying to take down another uh, rich black man. Or I've heard some people say that I believe that he did a lot of those crimes, but I don't believe that he did all of them. And I'm on the borderline of that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he did quite a bit. I think he did quite a bit, and I think, the feds usually won't go this far if they didn't have evidence to prove that you did something. So I think in my opinion, I'm pretty sure that he did a lot of that. Now, it was so many cases against him, and I think some of that was probably money grabs and things like that. But I do think he's done enough for him to get jail time. So that's just my opinion. But like I said, there are people that have differences of opinions, and it's okay to have differences of opinions. But I do think that it's going to be difficult to find an unbiased jury, and then especially after that Cassie recording that was broadcasted everywhere. Um, that I think he hurt himself really bad with that because he was denying. I didn't do these things, yada, yada, yada. And it was like the next day or the couple of days after we saw that video that he didn't do anything to Cassie. So it made him look like he could be a liar. It made him look like, okay, I wanted to believe you, Puff, but you said this wasn't this, and then not even a minute later, we sit up here watching the video. So that made it real for a lot of people that says, yeah, well, he could have possibly done these things because you sat up there and you played in our faces. So it's gonna be a trip. I'm really interested. I don't think the actual trial starts until the 12th, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, put it in the comments, but I think it starts on the 12th when the actual trial starts. But this is going to be really, 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 really interesting to see. So, uh, you know, it is what it is. We're going to see how this all plays out. So let's go on to our next story. And by the way, you're going to hear a lot of Diddy news because that's going to be the thing right now. So forgive me. I really don't like doing Diddy news because that's all that it has been for quite a while. And but that's what's in the news, so I have to report it. So just, bear with me. So this next story is kind of crazy. Lady Gaga did a concert over in where was this? In Brazil, and in Rio de Janeiro, and she did a concert and everything. And after the concert, she was informed that there was actually um a threat. I don't want to say a BOMB threat. I'll say that because YouTube be tripping. So there was an actual threat there, and it was a plot. It apparently there was a plot. It wasn't just something that happened that day. So TMZ reports. Let me just see what they said. The cops didn't say anything to Lady Gaga or her team about it. So she's up there performing and everything, didn't know all this stuff. And they didn't find out until the media reported about it. So I know that must have been a trip, like, you know, y'all not gonna tell me. So I guess maybe they figured they had it under control, but it says police in Brazil claimed they disrupted a violent plot to detonate explosives at Lady Gaga's free concert that drew an estimated 2 million fans in Rio de Janeiro over the weekend. It says the police there were arrested two people on Sunday in connection with alleged planned attack, which was reportedly planned by a radicalized group that promoted hate speech against LGBTQ plus community. The official said the group had been attempting to recruit teenagers online. So I guess they were tipped by this, encouraging them to participate in violent acts using Molotov, Molotov cocktails and homemade explosives. Investigator, Investigators said members of the group posted as Little Monsters, the affectionate name for Lady Gaga's fan base, in order to manipulate and lure young people into this online circle. So that's the trip. The suspects were taken in on charges of illegal weapons possession. Police operation involved raids across multiple states and the seizure of phones and electronic devices from 15 people believed to be connected to the plot. So they had a whole little operation thing going on for this. So I don't know if was it aimed towards Lady Gaga herself? It wasn't clear to me, or it was just to hurt people out in the audience. Um, I don't know, but it was directed to the LGBTQ plus community. So I know that had to have been a trip for Lady Gaga, but I'm glad they caught him. Everybody was safe, and you know. Anyways, moving on. I want to do a big shout out to Andre 3000 once again, and this time it's different from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame award that him and Big Boy uh, received for the induction. There, it is actually Andre 3000 is receiving an honorary doctorate degree from Berkeley College on May 10th. That is awesome. That's awesome. They must be having the time of their life. They must be having the time of their life. Awesome. Well deserved on that. Well deserved on that. I love when good things happen to good people because you don't never hear anything bad coming out of the OutKast camp. You just don't. At least I haven't. And all you hear is when they finally get something coming out, just some good music, So that's awesome. Congratulations, Andre 3000. So this past weekend, I think maybe Friday or Saturday, Erika Alexander and Kim Coles from Living Single, they announced that they have a new podcast coming out on YouTube, and I'm excited about it. I really am. It's for all you Living Singles fans. I was, and I still am a Living Singles fan. Like I would go and I would still watch the reruns, and I know every line, every words, and every all the words, but I still laugh at a lot of the stuff. And then Erika Alexander played Max, and she was just the funniest. All of them were funny. All of them had their own roles and played their own roles. I thought her role was exceptional. I think she's an amazing, amazing actress. I do. And to be honest with you, I thought she deserved an Emmy for her portrayal of Maxine Shaw. I just thought she was just great. And I heard her on The Breakfast Club, and they were talking about, she should have won an Emmy and all that other kind of stuff. But what was shocking to me is that she said she didn't receive any offers after Living Single. I couldn't believe that. I could not believe that. But we'll get back to that. But anyway, so their podcast is going to be called Reliving Single, which is cute. They say that it's a multi-general conversation that remains evergreen because of the love of our fans for us and the show, and they want more. So they put together an all-star lineup to reminisce, drop life lesson gems, and give a masterclass on comedy and showbiz. They said you'll hear stories you've never heard before, but the best part of the rewatch series is on screen. They say Kim and I, like a pair of vampires, ain't aged a day. So that is pretty cool. I, you know what? I always thought Erika Alexander looked like Lapita. I always thought, and I'll put these pictures up side by side, see what y'all think. If you've never thought about that, I think they were talking about that a long time ago, but I just wanted to bring it back up. So I thought that they looked very similar. I think, but anyway, beautiful, beautiful. I'm glad to hear it. I would love if they brought all the cast members on the podcast and they talk about everything. TC Carson, um, his role as Kyle, and of course, I know he's been on podcasts before and he's talked about him getting fired from the show. So it would be nice to hear them talk again more about what happened. But it's also great it would be great to just see them get together and just reminisce and also just see the closeness that they supposedly or allegedly have. Um, that just brings a good time, good memories. So I'm all for it. I'm gonna definitely watch and listen to their show on podcast. So again, it comes out on May 7th on YouTube, and that's going to be exciting times for all of us living single fans. Okay, speaking of Queen Latifah, if you have yet to hear, for all of you Equalizer fans, the drama series has been canceled. They said the ratings for the series has dropped. It went down, they say, after the its runtime shifted to a later hour on Sunday nights. That makes so much of a difference. So apparently, because when that shifted, the uh, the ratings went down. So that's too bad because it went 5 seasons, and that's quite a feat, and apparently they said, well, we got to let it go because people weren't watching anymore. So Queen Latifah praised the amazing cast, producers, and writers of the show while also thanking the fans for their support over its 5 season run. She said, y'all have been so loyal, so loud, and so ride or die, and that's exactly why we keep doing this. We can't thank you enough. It means the world to us, she said. And then she also teased that she's going to be coming out with something else soon. So Queen Latifah is just an awesome entrepreneur, and she's just great. So whatever she comes out with next is just going to be just as great. So I'm looking forward to that. But I am sad for all of you fans. Um, I got to talk about this. I don't really want to talk about politics on this show, but it's this is related to the entertainment industry. So I really won't give an opinion, but I'll just state the facts. So apparently over the weekend, I think this must have happened yesterday, and I'll just read what I got from news sources. So it says the industry reacts to Trump's insane movie tariff threat. This would destroy the independent film sector. So that's what the headline says here. The U.S. international film sectors are reeling after Donald Trump's announcement last night that he is authorizing the Department of Commerce and the United States Trade Representative to impose a 100% tariff on any and all movies produced in foreign lands. Um, in a message posted to Truth Social, Trump described foreign productions as a national security threat to the U.S. industry, adding that they draw filmmakers overseas, but also bring messaging and propaganda into the country. The threat, while seemingly embryonic and lacking in any detail, has sent shockwaves through the U.S. and international film sectors. The impact, should anything close to come to pass, would be seismic on the global film sector. And then, of course, you have Gavin Newsom saying that, Trump has no authority to impose 100 movie tariffs. I don't know if he does or he doesn't, but I don't see what the threat is, because if there was, in my opinion, if there was a threat, wouldn't we have known that by now? I don't know. But regardless of what my opinion is, I just wanted to put the news out there, and it is what it is. So, that is it for today's news. Again, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you later. Bye bye.